Good morning. I feel like a kid on the first day of school because I have new shoes. Behold, they're so clean. Yeah, I got new shoes. These are the ones I bought before trail, so these are the Lone Peak 8s. So the Lone Peak 5s that I've been wearing this whole time lasted just over 600 miles. They probably still got a bit of life in them, but the front was starting to peel off. The tread was getting quite worn down, so I didn't know if they'd last really until the next time I had a chance to grab my replacement pair. And Corrick's mum came to visit us yesterday at Woods Hole, so she brought my next pair of shoes with her. So thank you for that. It's just gone very dark. We just walked into a rhododendron forest. But yeah, so we spent last night at Woods Hole and this morning. It's about 11 o'clock now. We had a very, very relaxed morning, had breakfast there and a late start. So today we've not really got too much of a plan. There's quite a few options. There's a shelter at like 18 miles. There's probably some other campsites before then. There's some road crossings we can go into Pearisburg. So yeah, we're not sure yet. We just decided to just start walking and see where we end up. See how far we get. But yeah, really lovely time at Woods Hole. It's great to catch up with other people. It was a little bit of a hippie commune, but it was, I managed to drag myself away. I wasn't recruited into any cults or anything, so that's all good. I think people are overplaying it in some of the far out comments when they're like, oh, everyone's like made to do chores or, all this kind of stuff. I think it's just people overreacting. They're just having a laugh. But yeah, it's a beautiful old building, really comfy bunks, and I because they do it on a donation system or like suggested payment system. So I paid the full amount for mine, but I put a little extra on to cover the bunk of someone staying there tonight. There's like a little bit of trail magic for someone, so hopefully whoever gets that bunk is a secret millionaire and will catch up with me later on trail. And it'll all karma will come back to me. But yeah, we'll see. This is probably just wishful thinking. It's just nice to do a nice thing. But yeah, we'll just see how we get on today. Hello. So, as you can tell, this is not a shelter. We are in the common area of Angel's Rest Hostel. So we did about 11 miles. Yeah, about 11 miles to Pearisburg, which is where we did our resupply yesterday. Before driving back with Corrick's mum, obviously to the hostel, to Woods Hole. So we covered that distance today in hiking, and we were planning to go another like 7 or 8 miles to the shelter to meet up with everyone. But I had there's like a spot in my calf that was like really tight and a little sore. But as we were walking, it was it's getting stretched out and it wasn't feeling too bad. And then as we came into Pearisburg, we went to go to Dairy Queen. So we had lots of fries, lots of chicken strips, massive burger, massive ice cream, all good American fast food. And Yeah, but when I went to get up, the whole of the calf, like not just the little spot that was hurting, had just gone like dead. Like I just couldn't put any weight on it, and it was like agony to either stretch it out or like put any weight through it. So we kind of sat outside there for a while, outside the Dairy Queen and the benches, and like got some ice from a gas station to just see if I could get the just shift the pain. But yeah, it's still really tender. So we Angel's Rest, where we are now, is in Pearisburg. So we just gave them a call and they had space for us. So we're just camping in the garden. Well, it's quite a big garden area. Um, just to have somewhere to stay tonight. Um, but we've got a big bag of ice, so I've just got my leg up on this sofa now, like, and just bag of ice. Yeah, just gonna ice it. Obviously not ideal how I'd like to end the day, but you know, at least we're somewhere comfortable, and looks like there's decent Wi-Fi, so I can actually get some of the videos sorted that I couldn't do at Woods Hole. So you know, every little cloud and all that. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna relax. Probably cook some of the food that we've actually got in our bags. We've got big heavy food carries, so we've got plenty of food to do. So yeah, all right, I'll catch you in a bit. Wait, never mind. I got this. So there's another haiku staying here. Just kindly gave me a beer after hearing of my ailments. So we have ales on trails. Ales on trails with ailments. Yeah. I'm not doing a new jingle for that. Okay, so we've got the Northern Lights India Pale Ale from Star Hill Brewery, who I think are in around Roanoke? No, maybe not. They're definitely from Virginia, so let's give it a try. Okay. That's nice. It's quite a bit of bitterness, but not like too much. Kind of like what's the flavour I'm thinking? Pine? It tastes like how pine forests smell. Let's go with that. Piney. You like piney beer? It's pretty good. 6.2% doesn't taste that strong, but yeah, it's pretty hoppy and bitter, but yeah, quite floral. Let's go with that. I'm just gonna drink it. My leg hurts. Hello, we are just leaving Pearisburg now. So it's like 1:30. I'm getting quite a late start, but there is, in our defense, there was a pizza restaurant in town that does an all-you-can-eat buffet from 11 till 2. So we were frankly helpless to not go and enjoy that. So went and ate some pizza, enjoyed the salad bar, and yeah, just had a bit more of a chilled morning. Sat in some hammocks at Angel's Rest. Very much needed. Obviously, with the sort of leg pains and stuff I was having yesterday, that's all kind of gone down now. So yeah, it was definitely needed. So the plan today is to do about 8 miles to the shelter we were going to stay at yesterday, and then that way we're kind of only like 1 day behind what we would have been. So you know, we've still got plenty of time, so it's not really a problem in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, looks like we've got a nice week of weather coming up, so I'll make some good progress towards Roanoke in the next few days. Good morning. We are just leaving the shelter now, starting our ridge walk. Had some absolutely incredible sunset views last night because the shelter is obviously up on an exposed ridge, so you could see all the way over to the west, over West Virginia. So I feel like West Virginia kind of gets shortchanged on this trail. There's only 7 miles of trail that are recognised as being in West Virginia, and it's like right at the end. Basically, when you finish the Virginia section, you enter West Virginia for about 7 miles, but really this ridge we're walking on now basically is the border between Virginia and West Virginia. It's just that the trail doesn't, at least officially, cross into West Virginia at any point. So it's not like Tennessee and North Carolina, you know, where I was saying it zigzags over the border all the time. So, you know, all the pretty views that way that are looking over West Virginia, you know, people just associate that with the Virginia section. They're like, oh, look at these pretty ridges and walks and stuff. But so they kind of get a bit shortchanged there. But yeah, just gonna see how. We don't really have a plan for today. There's a few different shelter options, but really I'm just gonna start walking, keep walking, and just see how my leg feels, because again it started playing up a bit yesterday, but you know, we stopped and chilled it in a creek and in the absence of any ice, and we got to the shelter. I was like stretching it out, sat with it elevated up on my pack for a bit, and that seemed to stave off any kind of worsening of the pain or anything. So feels good this morning. So yeah, it's just gonna be a case of, rather than trying to push too hard to get too far, if my leg doesn't feel like it, we're just gonna go see how we feel. And there's, you know, there's plenty of options. The other thing that's a novelty now, I got an email last night from the Trail Conservancy group, basically saying that in about 35 miles from here, part of the trail is closed because of a wildfire. So that's not usually something you get too much on the AT. It's usually more of like the out west, like on the Pacific Crest Trail or something like that. You know, it's fairly common to get rerouted because of wildfires, but not so much an occurrence on the AT. So we'll see when we get there if there's a diversion in place or if it's being sorted. If it was only a small fire, because it's only like a 20-mile section that's affected to the next like road crossing. So we'll see when we get there. But yeah, we've just come out of the woods now, so we have a bit more views. The weather's not great today, but it should at least be dry and cool. So you should enjoy that. Alright, good evening. We are at Bailey Gap Shelter. Just
ignore me.
I'll just put my head here. Or shall I block you? There you go.
God. I'm good.
We're at Bailey Gap Shelter. And we've done about 16.5 miles. With one hell of a climb just then at the end of the day. There's about 1.5 miles that straight up, like upper section, people in the comments on Far Out have been calling the elevator, just because there's no switchbacks. It is just straight up the, you know, you're just looking up the hill and just going straight up. So that was a nice end to the day, but otherwise it was pretty good going otherwise. Like, you know, we're going pretty steady. So yeah, it was a good day. Legs feeling a little stiff and a little sore at the moment, but it was fine up until the climb basically, so I just need to like stretch it out and it should be alright. But yeah, it looks like we've got the place to ourselves. I think everyone that was at the shelter last night was pushing bigger miles, so it looks like we're the only ones here tonight. But yeah, the group that we have been hiking with are probably about a day ahead of us. So we've just been.
They stayed here last night.
Oh, they stayed here last night.
Yeah.
Okay. They're probably okay. Yeah, we can figure it out. Yeah, the people we've been hiking with, yeah, like I said, they're a day ahead of us now because we had that impromptu stop at Angel's Rest. So hopefully we can catch them. But we'll probably get to that sort of fire closure tomorrow at the end of our day. So we're just going to do some planning this evening and tomorrow to figure out what we're going to do about that. And what it looks like we'll do is probably obviously hike to the point of closure tomorrow and either shuttle around it and camp at the other end tomorrow, or camp there tomorrow night and shuttle around first thing in the morning tomorrow. Just depends what we can.
The next day.
Oh, the next day, yeah. Just depends what we can arrange, like shuttle wise. But yeah, we haven't got any like phone signal here, so those kind of logistics we'll have to sort tomorrow. But anyway, we're gonna break out our stuff, get our bed set up, have some dinner, and go to bed because I'm very tired. So I'll speak to you tomorrow. Oh, good morning on what may be my last day with functioning ankles, because this is the trail and has been for the last like 2 miles or so. It's just a constant stream of like angled rocks, and like there are obviously loads of them are loose, so you step on one that looks fine and it just rocks over to one side and you nearly stumble. So yeah, slow going this morning, but we're basically pushing on to about 17-18 miles, basically getting to that first road closure where the wildfire was. So as soon as we get higher up and out of these rocks and everything, once we can get a bit of get some phone signal, get some data, we'll start having a look to see if we can get some numbers or something for shuttle drivers, someone that can just drive us around the closure. But yeah, slow going this morning, but got to take it easy just so that we don't, trip and break something. But anyway, wish me luck. Okay, some good news and some bad news. Good news, that fire closure we've been stressing about is no longer in effect, which means we don't have to figure out shuttles. We can just keep on hiking as we're normally doing. Bad news, that fire section is open, so we have to hike those extra 10 miles, and it involves a nice steep uphill and downhill over that ridge. So, win some, lose some. But doing that bit of trail means we will see cool old oak tree. I think it's supposedly the oldest on trail. And what's the other thing? Oh yeah, we'll go over the Eastern Continental Divide, which is obviously so a continental divide is on a landmass, is where you can define if you pour water on one side of it, it'll make its way through one set of water courses and end up somewhere. On the other side of it, it'll end up on the other. So, for example, the continental divide of the whole US, if you pour some water on the west side of it, it will eventually flow into the Pacific. If you pour it on the eastern side, it'll flow into the Atlantic or the Gulf of Mexico. So the Eastern Continental Divide is like another subdivision of that. So you pour water on one side of it, it should run down into the Mississippi and into the Gulf of Mexico. Do it on the other side, and it finds its way through various streams and rivers into the Atlantic. So whenever we get to that point, I'll do a cool science experiment or something. Let it never be said that this isn't an educational channel. So yeah, glad we don't have to do all these extra logistics, but We're about 2.5 miles now from the shelter we were going to stay at, so we can just relax and enjoy our evening and not stress about having to organise shuttles and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a bit more of a relaxed evening. Hello, good morning. We are about 3.5 miles into our day. We just left the shelters and we've just got to the Keffer Oak, which is behind me. You can see this massive, big old tree behind me. I think I said it was the biggest oak on trail yesterday. I don't know if that's true, but it's certainly the oldest apparently. It's like 300 odd years old, which, that's okay. It's pretty good by American standards. It's no 900-year-old tree, but it's cool. It's cool nonetheless. But yeah, we've got about 13.5 miles to go. We're not going to a shelter, we're just going to go to a campground. And then tomorrow do another 17 and get a shuttle down into either Roanoke or Salem. They're sort of part of the same town really. And then basically spend the night there and then take a zero on Sunday for the first time in like 2 weeks. So very much looking forward to that. But yeah, still got plenty of climbing to do today up onto the ridge, and plenty of miles still to do tomorrow. But the thought of town food and a zero is obviously a major motivator. So let's get going. Looks like we've found the area that previously was causing this whole area to be, or this section to be closed.
I can smell it.
You can smell it, yeah. It's just like stinks of burning, and like this whole side of the trail. Looks like this side is fine, but this side is all like, you can see it's all burned up in places. So I guess this is what we almost had to go around, but it looks like it's all out, obviously. Well, you'd hope it's all out. Yeah, it does. You can kind of see, yeah, even way down there it's all burned as well. So they obviously stopped it, got it under control at this point, or maybe it started this way actually, because the wind was going that way, wasn't it? So it might have started there and gone down the hill this way. Anyway, yeah, that's interesting. We've obviously seen areas before, even in the UK, that are like burned from like either wildfires or prescribed burns or something, but it's usually like way after the fact. But yeah, it's kind of weird to see it so fresh and smell it as well. Like, it obviously it doesn't come through the phone, but yeah, it was quite a potent smell of burning. That's pretty interesting. Let's keep going. Oh, good morning on Saturday, 27th of April. It's about just coming up to 6:30 in the morning. So we're just setting off from our campsite. So we've got a big mile day. Well, we're doing 17-ish miles that we did yesterday, but there's a lot more like up and down and a bit less flat ridge walking than yesterday, so we've set off with plenty of time because we need to make the last shuttle from McAfee Knob Trailhead down to near our hotel for the night and for tomorrow. We are approaching in the next sort of 6 or 7 miles or so, mile 700, which is pretty crazy that we'll be there in 7 days since we hit 600. Again, that's still surprising to me, but I mean, obviously we took the shorter days either side of staying at Angel's Rest because of my leg, but if we hadn't done that, we would have hit it yesterday. Anyway, yeah, we're coming up to the Virginia Triple Crown area. So the Virginia Triple Crown is like a series of 3 rock formations. So there's Dragon's Tooth, McAfee Knob, and Tinker Cliffs. So Dragon's Tooth will go past today, which I'm looking forward to. It's like a big monolith, like rock sticking just vertically out of the ground. I think you can climb, but I doubt very much that I will. And McAfee Knob and Tinker Cliffs we'll probably get to on Monday when we get back on trail, because they're further north of the trailhead that we're stopping at today. But yeah, they're like big iconic views and rock formations along the trail. Like if you Google AT views or something like that, chances are there'll be a picture of someone stood on McAfee Knob. It's like a big overhanging cantilevered rock hanging over the edge of a cliff, so everyone of course takes their picture standing on the very edge. So yeah, if anyone's seen similar pictures of like things like Triffin in Snowdonia and things like that, you know, that kind of like rocky outcrop thing. So excited to get to that on Monday, but more excited for real bed and food tonight. So let's get going. Alright, we are about 2.5 miles or so from Dragon's Tooth, so from the start of the Triple Crown area, and I'm in the way already. 700 miles. We did it. How'd you feel?
Gross.
Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
feel very accomplished. 700 feels like we're getting into bigger digits.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it's only 300 from 1,000.
I know, that's quite scary, isn't it? It's creepy.
Yeah, I think 800's like the big one for me mentally. I don't know why.
Because we got to the Smokies and we were like, oh, 200, but like...
No, I feel like 800 is like creeping up into like big numbers.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh well. Anyway, 700.
woo!
Let's keep going. as you can probably tell from the sweat stains on my hat, this has been an interesting afternoon. So I'll basically give you the rundown of the last 8 miles or so, because there was no filming after Dragon's Tooth. So we got to Dragon's Tooth, had a little break there, and that was really nice and really cool. Then we had about 8.2 miles to go to the trailhead, and it was about 1 o'clock, and our average pace is around 2 miles an hour, so we're like 8 miles starting at 1. We should get to the trailhead for the shuttle around 5, but the trail down from Dragon's Tooth was steep well, it's quite very technical is what it was. It was very technical climbing. It wasn't really just walking, it was almost rock climbing in parts, and we knew that there was going to be some of that from the descriptions and the comments and far out, but we weren't prepared for the fact that it lasted like over a mile. And then there were other parts of the trail further down that no one had commented on that were like that as well. So that slowed us down massively. And so we eventually got to a road crossing 6 miles back, or just over 6 miles back, and we had like just less than 3 hours. So basically mean we'd have to do like about 2.2 or 2.3 mile an hour to make it to the trailhead, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it wasn't like flat level ground. It was like straight up onto a ridge, and then the ridge was like what's called Sawtooth Ridge, so it wasn't going to be like this, was it? It was like this. So we somehow managed to, well, not somehow, I think we thought we might not make it, but we ended up making it in good time. We got to the trailhead about 5:15, and the shuttle was already there, and I think we were the only people taking it, so he just gave us a lift, just took us straight away, and was nice enough to drop us off actually at the hotel rather than the designated drop-off, which is like about just under a mile away, which would have been involved crossing a highway and walking along a busy road with no sidewalk, because no one walks, obviously. Why would they? They've all got cars. But yeah, so we've made it to the hotel, very tired, but we made it here according to plan and on time. And I'm just sat in this chair next to the air conditioning unit, and hopefully that hasn't ruined this entire audio. Whatever, I don't really care. Too tired. So yeah, we're gonna go, I think we have a shower, or we can do laundry first, or just eat.
Or do we want to go eat first?
Do we just want to eat stinky and go and eat?
I'd rather do that.
Maybe someone will take pity on us and buy us food. No.
We'll just take our packs with us.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but then we just look sad. It doesn't look like
we just look sad and stinky. Yeah. So yeah, we'll figure out what we're gonna do.
Point is we're here,
and we have the day off tomorrow. So yes, that will probably be the end of this one. I have a lot of editing to do. I'm probably like 2 or 3 videos behind. So that's gonna be my plan for the evening, and then relax tomorrow. But anyway, I'll see you on the next one.